you. That's why I've said babysitting him on this case. Sahi wenye wanakapo wamwambie tupatie barua yenye imetoka kotini na utuoneshe unaenda koti gani, area gani. Hakuna barua yenye na fall from the sky JB. Hata kama siko Germany, pahali barua inatoka kotini lazima ikue ina location in Germany.
Waseme ni koti gani yeye.
Yes, aseme.
But I believe Geoffrey akona barua ya I don't know why.
Awambie. JB, I'm telling you there is no government that can shtaki Geoffrey bila kumshika for smuggling. Never.
Yeah.
It's a serious offense. Nimwambie. Geoffrey should have been charged officially.
Ama na kitu tofauti wanaleta hiyo ya smuggling ndio isound so.
Mimi nakuambia lazima angekuwa yes. Unajua kitu anafanya, anatumia story yenye tumekuwa tukiongelelea hapa. Ile time ile kijana alikuja hapa, story yake ikakuwa kwa TikTok, tukaanza kusema hizi vitu zinaweza kuleta shida kwa nani? Kwa Geoffrey. He can be charged with trafficking. Remember we analyzed and we said that. So Geoffrey just simply took our analysis plus his depression plus the udwanzi ya TikTok and now he has created a story. Nimewaambia kama Geoffrey akona barua ya kutoka kotini, awapatie mujue koti iko wapi, mtuonyeshe na address ya koti tuone.
Hello guys, it's your girl Patient Status. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscription box and put on the notification bell so that you don't forget any time I post a new video. Remember, I'm the queen of online gossip. So welcome to today's video. Don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment on the comment section.
That is studying law. Ati you have the right to remain silent. Ama TD nimedanganya, so umesikia hiyo barua vile umeisoma hapa ukakisoma translation. Yeah. It's only the police ndio anaweza kukuambia akikushika physically eti you have the right to remain silent. There is no court summon that can write to you that you have the right to remain silent. That is bullshit. That's a lie, a fake letter from the beginning. And most of you are falling for that lie. And I knew wacha niwaambie the time yenye Geoffrey alipanda platform akaanza kusema ati mimi na madepression zangu sijui nini. Yani guys, the sickest thing about Geoffrey is the way he uses mental illness to manipulate people.
But Geoffrey
it's very bad.
I remember telling people he has some anger in his jokes. Like
he needs to take care of himself. Unajua, it's high time Geoffrey aanze to take care of himself. We are not going to be babysitting Geoffrey. Guys, Geoffrey is not a baby. We need to stop this. We need to stop encouraging this kind of behavior. If Geoffrey has depression, he needs to get therapy, period. He's in a country.
Nilimrecord kidogo. Ameongea. Amesema kabisa venye Geoffrey venye anablemiwa tiendi aliharibu maisha. Amepeana events akasema venye alimpea job ya 1500 wakati alitoka hapo akaenda kupatana na kina Mpararo. Hiyo ndio time alipigiwa simu kazini na mdosi wake akakataa kushika. Akaambia Lea yeye sahi anataka kufungua kampani yake, ameacha job. So Lea anasema anablemiwa na watu ati yeye ndiye chanzo cha Geoffrey But yes, that is why we shouldn't babysit nani Geoffrey pia.
Exactly, and that's what I'm telling you. That's why I've said babysitting him on this case. Sahi wenye wanakapo wamwambie tupatie barua yenye imetoka kotini na utuoneshe unaenda koti gani, area gani. Hakuna barua yenye na fall from the sky JB. Hata kama siko Germany, pahali barua inatoka kotini lazima ikue ina location in Germany.
Waseme ni koti gani yeye.
Yes, aseme.
But I believe Geoffrey akona barua ya I don't know why.
Awambie. JB, I'm telling you there is no government that can shtaki Geoffrey bila kumshika for smuggling. Never.
Yeah.
It's a serious offense. Nimwambie. Geoffrey should have been charged officially.
Ama na kitu tofauti wanaleta hiyo ya smuggling ndio isound so.
Mimi nakuambia lazima angekuwa yes. Unajua kitu anafanya, anatumia story yenye tumekuwa tukiongelelea hapa. Ile time ile kijana alikuja hapa, story yake ikakuwa kwa TikTok, tukaanza kusema hizi vitu zinaweza kuleta shida kwa nani? Kwa Geoffrey. He can be charged with trafficking. Remember we analyzed and we said that. So Geoffrey just simply took our analysis plus his depression plus the udwanzi ya TikTok and now he has created a story. Nimewaambia kama Geoffrey akona barua ya kutoka kotini, awapatie mjue koti iko wapi, mtuonyeshe na address ya koti tuone, ndio mtajua hiyo kitu ni mboka. Nimewambia, let them show you the letter right from court, because for the court to summon you they have to show you koti yenye unaenda. Wamesema aende
niliona hata hiyo Kijerumani ni ile official deal. Barua ni ya court, lakini labda ni yeye hajakuja clear tuambie amestakiwa nini.
JB, hakuna barua ya koti inaweza kukuandikia you have the right to remain silent. That's a lies. That's a fake letter.
Hii barua sijaiona leo, niliona sijui kuna siku
ilikuwa nasoma. Ndio alikuwa nasoma.
Alionyeshana na alikuwa anaficha but akaonyesha pati ya TikTok. So barua nayo iko ya court, lakini labda Geoffrey anatumia history ya smuggling kusema hiyo ndio kitu ameshtakiwa nayo, but
anybody can come up with a
barua iko niliona, na si leo. Kuna siku alikuwa analia akiwa kwa train station, ile ndio siku niliona. Akasema amechoka kupretend.
I have a question for you. Hata Kenya saizi nikikwambia mimi mtaratara nimewahi kuwa na mtu na kesi, I bring a paperwork here. If I give you the case number, you will go on the judiciary kiosk portal, you will put that case number and it will bring you details. And I don't think Kenya is more improved than Germany. I'm sure Germany system has a portal. Pale case number inaweza wekwa and you see the court and you see why a person has been sued.
On that ensures German hawawezi expose
kesi zenu haziko hata online.
Hakuna kesi ya Ujerumani utaona online. Unaua mtu na wanakufunikia face wakikushika koma.
Kesi zenu hamuna hata online proceedings. You can put in and see a case.
No. Hapa nini data protection laws are very very strict.
Hiyo inchi yenu
nakwambia itakuwa mtaratara nikishikwa watanifunika uso nisionekane na nini. Hapa unaishi.
Imagine in Kenya you will see even cases. Na kama hii kesi ya Geoffrey tuseme ingekuwa na US, anasema juu wenye wamemshtaki kuna kitu inaitwa Freedom of Information Act. Unawaambia mniambie nani amenishtaki, they will give it to you na watakwambia this person is protected by Whistleblowers Act.
Hata wacha nikuambie, let me tell you guys the reason why I'm telling you Geoffrey is lying. Hakuna German government inaweza ikamtumia Geoffrey barua kutoka kwa polisi ama koti kama hawajapata witness mwenye amekuwa smuggled. There is no way. The government ya Germany lazima ikuwe na huyo witness mwenye amekuwa smuggled, na huyo witness lazima akuwe notified. Mnaelewa?
Your arguments are making sense. The only issue I have is whether Kenya alisema alishtakiwa nayo ni ukweli, lakini kushtakiwa naye 100% alishtakiwa.
So kama ameshtakiwa, let me tell you, kama ameshtakiwa, he needs to tell you ameshtakiwa na police station location gani, because kushtakiwa haiwezi kutoka tu from the sky. That police station imemtumia barua, lazima ikuwe ni ya location gani. Unasikia? That letter ni ya location gani? Ni lazima ikuwepo ni ya location gani, awapatie muone. Polisi gani ni wapi amemwandikia barua, na wamemwandikia afike aende akaji explain lini. The date has to be there. Unasikia? That's it. Hizo zingine ni uongo, bullshit kabisa. Wakeni niwaambie kitu, something called trafficking na kusmuggle watu is very serious, not just in Germany, globally. There is no way Geoffrey anaweza akakuwa na negotiatiwa hivyo na mchezo hivyo. It's not like that. Unasikia? Nimewaambia ni mboka hapa na mtarudi kuniambia ni mboka.
And can we say watu
kwa hadi because akianza kuraise pesa hivyo, unaona kama hivi venye naambiwa kuna maadui, kuna watu wa kumshtaki, utaona tena mabese zake fake, because I've realized hapa Germany kama kila mtu yani hakutaki. Ndio nakuambia utapata huyo maybe best yake shtukales ndiye tena atalat gava mwambie huyo jamaa ameraise pesa fulani kwa nini kwa TikTok. That is why nakuambia mboka huku Ujerumani itakuwa ngumu kidogo.
Wacha nikuambie kitu. Nimewaambia hii kitu ni Brenyo na JB utarudi kuniambia. Geoffrey kama ameshtakiwa, Geoffrey kama ameogopa kuongelelea kesi hangeyosema hapa kwa TikTok. He could not have mentioned it at all on TikTok because mentioning it, talking about it is problematic. Kama unajua itakuletea shida, haungeitaja kwa TikTok because even mentioning it here on TikTok is a problem. Sawa? Nimewaambia ni mboka, Geoffrey ako mboka. You can't come mentioning, if you're not supposed to talk about a case, you cannot talk about it, period. Just don't talk about it. You can't come and say, I'm not supposed to talk about it, but you talk about some sections. That's bullshit. You need nonsense too. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. No.
So can we say what were Europe are now taking advantage of this GDPR data protection kukuja kufanya mboka hapa TikTok now that you cannot get the information?
That is what they're doing because they know we cannot find anything. That's what they're doing. And mimi sitaki tu kuongea mingi because there are some of you that have done that also here. Unasikia? They know that we cannot go and verify the details ya kesi, so they will continue spewing that story. Unasikia? Yeah, because we cannot verify. So mtachanga. Nimesema kama yes, unajua. Alafu kumbukeni Geoffrey vile alitukujia time nyingine hapa eti anajenga nyumba ya mamake. Si tulimchangia? Nyumba imefika wapi? Is this not the same Geoffrey? Ama ni mwingine? Mwenye alitukujia hapa na story ya nyumba kujengwa. Na kuna time pia huyu Geoffrey alikuja hapa akatuonesha mpaka passport ya Germany, eti ampata passport. Nimekuaje tena ati hajawahi pata makaratasi? Si ni huyu Geoffrey alitupostia passport ya maroon ama ilikuwa ni kala gani ile alitupostia? Geoffrey mnasema hajawahi jenga na mimi nilimchangia pesa mimi Diana Ross, mnipige na hiki kichwa yangu pomblo. Nilijibeba mimi Diana Ross, hata tulitoka na Sialo tukaenda tukamtatia pesa. Mimi Diana Ross ati Geoffrey anajenga. When we realize he's not building anything, si tulishtuka. Si alituuzia hapa akatuambia vile mamake hana nyumba nini akakuja yani mpaka tukashanga. Tukaenda tukapea pesa, mimi mwenyewe I gave him 15,000 only for us to realize there's no house that is being built. Yawa. Ama umewahi kuona hiyo nini? Unaona? Mimi I'm telling you guys, here on TikTok, when you see a story moving from all these platforms kubwa, one platform to another, just know it is mboka. Geoffrey has nothing to fear because Geoffrey ninamjua vizuri is a person that is manipulative and toxic and also a liar. Kama Geoffrey ameshtakiwa, Geoffrey ndiye angekuwa mtu wa kwanza kuambia mtu mwenye amemshtaki. He has nothing to fear. He has nothing to fear. I've told you there is nothing he has to fear. If Geoffrey was ameshtakiwa ya ukweli, he would have used this opportunity to milk properly because he's very manipulative. Unasikia? He has nothing to fear. If you've been told not to talk about a case, you cannot come and talk about some parts of the case. That's nonsense. And another lie. Hakuna vile koti inaweza kutumia recording ya TikTok wiki hii on a case ya human smuggling while the person that was smuggled is in Germany na hajakuwa notified. Bullshit.
Kwani Germany they don't take immigration issues seriously?
Ni ujinga kabisa. Ati Germany itumie TikTok wiki hii. Na mtu mwenye amekuwa smuggled ako ndani ya Germany na Geoffrey ndiye alimleta na huyo ndiye anafaa kuwa state witness. Nonsense. Ati from TikTok wiki hii ati alafu hiyo barua inasema ati you have a right to remain silent.
And remember what they said jana kwa hiyo chai yao wakasema hizo clips zishafutwa kwa blogger. That is a script.
Script.
Dina, kwani watu hawajui jina ya Geoffrey anaitwa comedian jameni. Anaitwa Geoffrey the comedian. Guys, you don't understand the word comedian. Huyu mtu akomboka.
It is time for Geoffrey to start being responsible for his actions. It is time for Geoffrey to start getting his life together. Sawa? Ati the person who has been smuggled is on TikTok. Chekesha. So, if the person is on TikTok, so what? That person has to be physically in Germany. That person has to be there to be a witness, a state witness, because the state is the one that is investigating. They have to produce that person that was smuggled. Jina yake lazima ikue. Unasikia? So huwezi ukasema mtu amekuwa smuggled but that person cannot be found anywhere. Hata kama alikuwa smuggled last year na akatoka, lazima akuwe found. Lazima jina yake ikuwe ti, oh, this is what happened, this was the person that was smuggled. That person's name must be there. Tunaweza sema mtu mwenye alishtaki yeye hataki kusema, but that person's who was smuggled, because sio gunia ya makaa, ni binadamu. That person's name must be there. This is a human being that was moved from one country to another illegally. And another thing, hiyo kitu lazima iende ikashike watu wote wenye walikuwa involved. Huyu mtu kama alipitia kwa nyumba yoyote, hao watu pia wako ndani. Any house huyu mtu aliishi during the process yenye Geoffrey alimtengenezea illegal status, anybody that gave him a job ako involved, lazima akuwe notified, because it's a ring. Hata kama ni hao watu wa structures sijui gym, hao pia lazima wangekuwa notified, because smuggling is not a small case. Smuggling rings, they are usually wide cases zenye zinashika watu wengi kabisa. Alafu huyo jamaa pia ako na shida na serikali kama ni ukweli, because huyu jamaa pia alikuwa smuggled, and then ataulizwa maswali, at what point did you know you were smuggled? And when you knew you were smuggled, what did you do at that point? What happened? So, hivyo ndo vile iko. Hebu tu block huyu the prince umbwa takataka hii na 16k followers, ndio kapanue mkundu huko. Jinga, useless bagamen. So wachaneni na kusikiza not everything is supposed to, guys, learn to teach your emotions to wait. Ukisikia kama unasikia ni kama kitu inaingia kwa roho yako, anza kuambia emotions zako, emotion, hello, stay in the corner kidogo, stay in the corner, let us wait. Don't be too manipulated into getting involved in stuff that you fall into it deeply. Unajua ati unasema ati oh, woye Geoffrey. Hi, Geoffrey. Guys, you people know Geoffrey has been very manipulative on this platform. He's been a motherfucking liar, a pathological liar at it. Kuna vitu Geoffrey amefanya hapa zenye ziko very sad. Ile time walipigana sijui na kina Sandra, ile time aliongea story ya ubakaji. Were you guys not here? Were you guys not here? Ama mkuona? Mara amechanga pesa sijui imefanyika nini, mara nyumba ya mama imefanyika nini, mara ng'ombe za mamake sijui mtu ameiba, sijui besheni ya mamake imepotea wapi. Geoffrey has been story after story after story, and the sad thing about his story is that he always uses mental illness alongside his stories, which is sad, because now he undermines the pain that people who have mental illness are going through. Depression sio kitu ya kugambo nayo kwa TikTok. Ati kila sati, mimi niko na kadi ya uenda wazimu. Ati sijui niko na nini na nini. Bullshit. Unaona? Sijui mbuzi zimejinyonga, sijui nini zimefanyika. Guys, with time we stop paying attention to this nonsense. Geoffrey is in a first world country. Kama akona kesi, he will take care of himself. There is a social welfare system, there is a judicial welfare system. He will get a lawyer kama akona kesi. Then kama akona depression, he is in one of the best countries when it comes to depression. He can take care of himself. Mara sijui amepatia sijui nani mimba, Sandra, vitu zingine chafu chafu, and we are just there being okay with it. Unaona? Ati bwana mnakuja kusema vile umepea bibi ya mtu mimba kwa live uko hapo. Guys, wacha niende, nataka kuaddress wa Kikuyu. Nimeenda kwa live yangu sasa, sitaki maneno, na leo niko na vita.
Kwani depression ya Geoffrey napenda vitamin M tu, ni pesa tu. Yaani yako na depression mzuri aje?
Yake ni ya the green pepper, my friend. Depression ya Geoffrey inaponanga na pesa. Inaponanga na pesa na mkundu. Vitu mbili. Two things peke yake. Ukishampea mkundu sana sana ya Steve, alafu na pesa, basi depression yake inaponanga immediately. Why you guys not you don't want to tell him the truth? Kwa nini? Hiyo ndio inaponesha na nini sasa? Geoffrey Yes, hiyo ndio madness yenye memshikanga kichwa, ni kama anakaa kama cheese. Geoffrey ako obsessed with Steve. Hiyo mwanangi anakuanga na nini, ni kama kitu ingine imeingianga kwa kichwa, ni kama kuna kadudu kimeingianga kwa kichwa yake akiona nani, akisikia jina ya Steve Nice. It's like kadudu kanaingia kwa kichwa yake.
Ucheze Geoffrey kimyao miao miao ndogo ndogo, unataka nini moto moto. Hiyo ndo yake itaponyesha.
Exactly, beauty Jaber. Geoffrey akiwa karibu na Steve, unaona bila anabifanyanga. Anajifanyanga kama carrot yenye imewekwa kwa maji moto. Yani anadudni hata umpati. Hapana. Let me tell you, Geoffrey, it's high time guys, hapa kwa TikTok. Let us not allow people wenye wako na mental illness watu bog down. Geoffrey kama kona depression, let him get help. Mnasikia? Don't allow that. Mtu asitumie depression kukua anatubog all the time, because the things that they do, they are also stressing us. Unajua zina to stress hata sisi wenye tuko na mental illness. Kwa sababu yote akikuja na hiyo story ya depression anajifanya hivyo, hata sisi anatu stress. Hatutaki hiyo stress. Aende hospitali atafute therapy, kama ni kushikwa ashikwe akuwe charge. Hata nani Rafmuli alienda jela akamaliza, si amerudi hapa TikTok anaimba kumbaya. Rafmuli sijuzi alienda therapy na amerudi kwa pombe na tena ana makao sahi. Tuko sawa? Okay guys? That's how you people live here. Tumeelewana?
Aenda tuwe moto moto.
Yes. Mwache kututumbua bwana.
Aenda tuwe moto moto ndogo ndogo kama hata mkundu.
Geoffrey kama ameshindwa kupata mkundu basi ache kutusumbua. Makaratasi, watu wangapi hawana makaratasi?
Geoffrey hiyo wimbo.
Watu wangapi hawana makaratasi?
Atafute simu aende amdhogodhe maisha iendelee.
Yes. Watu waache kutuletea personal problems zao. Hata sisi tuko na mambo tamani warudi kwa maisha yetu, lakini wamekata. Umetuona hapa kwa TikTok tukilia kila saa. We are not. Kwani mnafikiria sisi hatuna mashida? We have problems, a lot of them. And we do survive. We take care of ourselves and our issues. Unajikubali. Unakubali uko na hii shida, unatafuta tatizo ya shida yako. But wewe unataka kila saa uko kwa TikTok unatulilia. Oh kesi, bas yes kuna kesi, so what? Uko na kesi, so what Geoffrey? Go to court kama uko na kesi. Why are we making it an emotional issue? Mtu akiwa na kesi si anaenda kotini? Why are we getting invested in it? Sawa. It's just a process. We need to respect the judicial process. Amesema kuna kesi, go ahead, tumwish well. Bye bye Geoffrey. Go to court well, wakikufunga tutakuletea ndizi na sabuni ya mkundu. Nimeenda kufungua live yangu mwenye watu. Kuna nini kwa live yangu?
Tunakuja.
Computer Cyber Crimes Act takes effect on the 29th of this month. I'm just reminding those of you who are not aware, you need to know that the Computer Cyber Crimes Act takes effect on the 29th of this month because it was gazetted on the 15th after the president had signed them into law. I know that there is a number of people that are challenging the Computer Cyber Crimes Act using the constitution, saying that it's going to be infringing on freedom of speech. And I call that bullshit. Sawa sawa. I call that bullshit. It's important that Kenya has regulations on social media. Kenya has existed without social media laws. It's important that we have social media laws that govern the way we behave and act on social media. It's so important that we do that. Otherwise, we'll not be moving with the times. Sawa sawa. Lazima tuende na mienendo, vile mienendo iko sasa, sijui hiyo Kiswahili niseme nini. We have to be moving with the times, sawa sawa. And if you've not read the Computer Cyber Crimes Act, I will just give you a brief of what it says so that it's important that you know. Sawa sawa. The Computer Cyber Crimes Act for 2025 that was signed into law by the president on the 15th of October is taking effect on 29th. It has been suspended by court. Chekesha. Now, it's important that Kenya has cyberspace laws. Very important. Mimi, I'm very okay with those laws. Sawa. Mtu anasema it has been suspended by court. Chekesha. Let me see. Before tuongele, but that is not what brought me here. No, listen guys, and it's important for you guys to understand some things, and this is why I tell Kenyans to read. That law has not been suspended. It's still in effect. It takes effect on the 29th. There are people who have gone to court to challenge the law, and I can already see from what I've read that why the reasons they are stating for challenging the law is bullshit. First of all, I've read that one of the petitioners is saying that they are challenging it based on the fact that they do not think that there are some utterances and things that people can say on social media that can cause someone to kujitoa uhai. I call that bullshit. A lot of people wamejitoa uhai kwa sababu ya social media. And in fact, now that reminds me, I think that if there is a way that we can support this law, personally, I need to get in touch with my lawyer so that I continue, supporting the government. Unasikia? I want to be a friend of the government on this case because we need social media laws. We need to protect people from kujitoa uhai kwa social media. We need to protect people from depression kwa social media. We need to protect people from other issues that are coming up. Watu kuamka asubuhi na kusema vitu zenye hazitambuliki without facts, because if we have laws that govern social media, Kenyans are going to be reading. If you want to make an argument about something, utalazimika kusoma ndio ukuje na facts, sio euphoria. So I believe it's important that these laws take effect. Mimi, I am very happy with the Computer Cyber Crimes Act. It does not infringe on our freedom of speech at all. None whatsoever. Sawa sawa. Mimi nimeipenda kabisa. Itasaidia watu wenye wako na midomo kubwa kama sisi pia ili tujichunge. Also, it's going to help Kenyans understand how to behave themselves in digital spaces, because that's something that most of you lack. You don't know how to behave with decorum in digital spaces. Sawa sawa. But that's not why I wanted to be here today. Sawa, that one is for a different live. Of course, I say that I'm an educator and it's important for me to educate. I will do that in the next live. Today, I want to speak and talk about what happened yesterday. Nataka kuongelelea vitu zimefanyika jana because tuko bado kwa siasa. Sawa sawa? Bado tuko kwa siasa na ni vile nataka kuongelesha watu hapa. And let me send a message to Babu Owino and his cockroaches. Diana Ross Atieno Okello is not afraid of anybody. I am not afraid of no fucking body. Not in Kenya, not outside of Kenya. Sawa. This is one of the most fearless women that you'll ever meet on social media. I am not afraid of your goons. I am not afraid of your cronies. And I'm going to say this slowly so that it sinks in your head. Babu Owino, you can never, ever, ever be a Luo leader or kingpin. Take it to the bank. And Babu Owino, you are soon going to be kicked out of ODM. Sawa. Niliona vile niliongea nikasema we ni muindi, ulienda pale Yimbo, ukakuja Yimbo, ukatupigia picha ati uko Yimbo. Let me make it even so that you understand. First of all, kitu moja uelewe. Yimbo ni Central Nyanza. The people of Central Nyanza have been leading Luo Nyanza for long, and we have had enough. This time, if we are going to get a kingpin, the kingpin must come from South Nyanza. Nimesema hapa, Kama Wajaluo wa kutoka South Nyanza, kama watu wa Central wanataka kuweka kingpin wetu lazima atoke South Nyanza. We have had kingpin from Central Nyanza from 19 Timbuktu. We are no longer going to allow the people of Central Nyanza to continue leading us people of South Nyanza. Kama mbaya tumesema hivyo. Umesikia? Tunataka kingpin atoke South Nyanza. And that kingpin is not Gladys Wanga. She's not from South Nyanza. And that is also not Babu Owino. Babu Owino amesema eti anatoka Yimbo. Chekesha. Yimbo is from Central. Ati who are you in leaders in South Nyanza? I am Diana Rose Atieno Kelo. Nyago jode serikal. Let me block you. Dingam pieri kucho guok. Endo kajipanue matako huko. Siwai kuja kwa live yangu kuniuliza who am I? Who are you? We ni nani? Nimesema the Luo community. We have been led by the people of Central. From 19 Timbuktu. Chakre 19 Patopuk. This time we are not going to have people from Central leading us as Luos. Nimesema. So the Luos in South Nyanza need to wake up. Sawa? Nimesema hivyo. The Luo in South Nyanza tumechoka. Now, the Odinga family was leading the Luo nation for several years. It is now time for us in South Nyanza to have our own kingpin. And let us not pretend. Sawa? If we are going to talk about the Jaramogi Odinga family with the truth, lazima tuongee na ukweli. Umesikia? The truth that we must say is that the people of Central Nyanza have oppressed the people of South Nyanza with leadership. All the leaders that have been brought to us by the Ogingas are from Central. Kwani watu wa Central wamekuja South Nyanza wakakuwa leaders. We are no longer going to do that. We are going to have honest conversations. Niliwaambia ninawaambia vitu ambazo zinawamake uncomfortable na tutaanza kuhesabu. Mnasikia? Tunaanza polepole kuhesabu. Hata Mbadi mwenyewe roots zake sio nini? Gwasi Magunga? No. We know where his grandfather came from. Uko Central. Tumeelewa? Gladys Wanga is not from South Nyanza. She's from Kano. Nyakano. Nyawangaya ma Otieno Kajwang Emanokelu. Otieno Kajwang himself originally, they are not from Suba. Kwani ni kesho? Tujifanye kwa nini? Imposed on us. Umesikia? And right now the Kajwang family is senator, Kajwang family is MP, Kajwang family iko hapo imejazana kwa ODM, inatulidi kama Wajaluo. Hiyo maneno inaisha. Sawa? Niliwaambia the death of Raila is going to make us speak the truth about Luo Nyanza, and that is why we are here. People like us are here to say the truth. Gladys Wanga was imposed upon South Nyanza. She is from Kano. Tumelewana? The time when the people of South Nyanza have raised sons and daughters of power, we have never been given an opportunity to lead Nyanza. We have never been given an opportunity to lead Nyanza. All the sons of South Nyanza that have been powerful have all ended up kwa masanduku. Kama nadanganya mniambie. Mnataka tuanze kuhesabu? All the sons of Luo Nyanza that were powerful, wote, they've all ended up kwa sanduku. Nasikia? Tuseme ukweli. They've been disenfranchised ama wameingia kwa sanduku. Kama haujakufa kwa sanduku, ukazikwa, unaharibiwa kisiasa. Unasikia? Kwani, let me tell you guys, let us be honest here. Tuseme ukweli kabisa. And that's why I told you the death of Raila Odinga in a letter, a new dawn in politics. It's not about party anymore. Sawa? So nimewaambia hapa mkoe mkijua saa ile tunaongelelea kingpin. This time we are not going to have a kingpin from Central Nyanza. Waol Gijoa Lego, Ugenya and Siaya. We are tired. This time we want a son of South Nyanza to be the kingpin of Luo Nyanza. That is what we are going to be taking. Otherwise, tugawane tu ni sawa. Waol. Mboya Kandiege, noto, neginego. Orua Jode, neginego. Mnasikia? I'm counting the sons of Luo Nyanza that have gone down. Odhiambo Crispin Bai, Neginego. All the brilliant Luo men that were supposed to be taking up leadership positions have all ended up in the grave. Wote wamekufa, wote wameuliwa kwa njia za kutatanisha. Oyugi Ogango, down. Kama Tom Mboya, down. Ochieng Oneko, down. Oruo Jode, down. Ouko, down. Bwana msitucheze. Then Kidero has been Oruche ochalo manara urakoro. Oruch Kidero kisiasa. Amemalizwa kisiasa. Kidero cannot do anything now in terms of politics. Unasikia? So tuseme ukweli hapa. Basi mwache kujifanya hapa ati tunasema ati Wajaluo tunafaa kukua pamoja. Komeni na mkome kabisa. Hakuna Wajaluo wenye wako pamoja. We are going to be having these difficult conversations so that you understand. The Luo in Nyanza are divided in two. There is Central and South Nyanza. Sawa? So we are no longer going to be at a place where we are subjecting ourselves to leaders from Central Nyanza. We want balance and equality. Hiyo tu. So if we are going to have a kingpin this time, we are going to have a kingpin from South Nyanza. By the lake. Kanga no kuog ndiwa. To kanga no kuog gine. Rusinga. Kanga no okuog mwalo wakoni. Atutaki watu wa Siaya. Siaya, we are done. We are done with Siaya. Sawa, Siaya have enjoyed leadership for over 50 years. It is time for the South Nyanza. Sasa wafanye nini? Wapate leadership. Tumeelewana? Tumechoka. Na hakuna kitu mnaniambia that is tribalism. It is facts. When we talk about leadership and equity, we must share leadership. We must share responsibility equally. It cannot be just one side of Luo Nyanza that is taking up leadership positions in Luo Nyanza. No way. We cannot just have one side that is always getting the cake all the time. No. We have sons from Rangwe, sons from Homa Bay, sons from Migori, sons from Suba, sons from Nyatike. Those are the people we want. We want equality. So Siaya kakando. Hiyo ndo kitu tunasema. And that is the truth that I must tell you people here that you do not want to hear. Now, let us go to the issue of tribalism, because niliona mtu alikuwa amenipeleka ati mmenitembeza kwa Twitter ati mkisema ati mimi niko na tribalism juu nimesema Babu Owino hakuna pali anaenda. I repeat again slowly so that Babu Owino can hear me. Babu Owino, you are going nowhere in Luo politics. Umesikia? Take that to the bank. Nowhere. Hata ukikuja upost picha eti uko Yimbo, onge komedie. Onge komedie, uko yako ni gani? Kuarunga. Nonyuol kuarukani. Biye chinogo piny kani. Onge komedie anyisi, take that to the bank. Umesikia? You cannot lead us. You are a thug. And take it to the bank. And I repeat this to you every day. Every freaking day. Unasikia? To bendi bed kingeyo. Ni kinship comes from the ancestors. The kinship leadership comes from the ancestors. The ancestors understand oppression. Ancestors know the pain of the people. Ancestors know the tears of the people. And the ancestors know the pain and the tears of the people of Luo Nyanza. The people of Luo Nyanza have been oppressed by the Odinga family for so long. Tusijifanye. Let us not pretend. Unasikia? We want to have the difficult conversations. We are here to have them. The Odinga family has imposed leadership in the people of South Nyanza for quite a long time. It is time for us to be free. Kama nyinyi mnataka kukua kwa ODM, kueni kwa ODM. Hakuna mtu amewakataza. But for us, if we are going to be with you, you must respect us this time. Raila Odinga is gone. We respect him. We loved him. But now, in the spirit of democracy, we must have a leader from South Nyanza if we need a kinship. We are not going to have Siaya people leading Homa Bay County, Migori County anymore. We are done. We are tired. Kama ni ngumu, sisi pia tutatengeneza pati yetu. Sawa sawa? Hivyo ndo vile itakuwa. Mnaacha kututumia hapa ati mnatufikiria sisi ni kama viazi yenye mtakuwa mnapeleka huku na mnarudisha huku. It's not going to happen. That's the gospel we are going to be preaching to our people in the grassroots level so that they are aware that they are being used by the people of Luo Central, and that's not going to happen. Sawa. So let me talk about tribalism because it's important. Now, yesterday the governor Chanima Kanecha ni yupi huyo? Ebu mniambie ni governor wa yupi, ebu tuchezeshe hiyo ujinga yake kidogo. Ati ni governor wa? Ni governor Makure. Aya, wacha tuchezeshe kitu ingine hapa, nimesikia alikuwa ameweka. Then we can talk about it. Irire ina ya. Sasa huyu governor, I think this is the one.
Video clip of an unprecedented scene where an elected leader appearing to celebrate the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. In the video, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga termed the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga as God's plan to give development back to the Mount Kenya region. Governor Kahiga, who spoke in his native Kikuyu language, says the death of Odinga sends everyone back to the drawing board, including the head of state, William Ruto. Kahiga spoke in Kieni constituency, Nyeri County. Here is the video clip and its translation.
Na inyo mutaumara isina yuna na kuya na kuwe na ito tunalala la yuna yodo waro sunoke to yuna to ai pia da kidaki ya dukana ke leo tunatungate gaina ya ronka atiro arauga leo koro woni ate obore mwana to ikaia de bwana mali ko mazokia drawing ke to le babu le ra ke mo ke de software ya kutia gaina ke no ya ke ya kwa Mungu ya kama kakayo ndio sio ajira yako unagete kule roho na kuingia na mara kwa maana mtu yako kupata baba na ate moyo tegana kazi ya roho.
Anyway, so I hear that he was saying that it is at the death of Raila Odinga is like a gift from God, something like that. He said something like that. So guys, can we have an honest conversation about the Kikuyu community and their fear of Raila Odinga? It is true that the Kikuyu community was afraid of Raila Odinga. Ni uongo ama ni kweli? The Kikuyu community is so afraid of Raila Odinga even in his death. They are terrified. They cannot believe that Raila Odinga is something, yani Raila Odinga gala gala. The Kikuyu community has always hated Raila Odinga. Kwa nini tujifanye? Let me tell you something. Matamshi ya huyu governor ni matamshi ya Wakikuyu wengi. Kwa nini mnajifanya hapa? Let us not pretend. This man is speaking for so many Kikuyus. He is representing a whole county. Kwa nini tujifanye? Kwa nini mnajifanya? Si hata mpaka sahi, si hapa kwa TikTok si Wakikuyu wanatutusi mpaka sahi. Kwa nini mnajifanya ati huyu governor ndiye amesema kitu mbaya na Wakikuyu hapa kwa TikTok wamefurahi vile Raila Odinga amekufa? Why are you guys pretending? Ati he is by himself. No. What this man represents is a whole group of people that are okay with his behavior. Otherwise he would not have had that courage. Unasikia? He knows very well that what he's saying is a representative of what most Kikuyus are. Kwa nini mnajifanya? Even in Raila's death, Kikuyus are still threatened. Na Raila amekufa. Wacheni kujifanya. Raila Odinga is a force. Hata pali amekufa. Unasikia? Kuna wengine wanaenda kulala because walimfanyia vitu mbaya mbaya. Sasa kuna wengine wenu wanalala lakini mnashtukanga kwa usingizi. Because you think that his spirit is going to come and say hello to you. Because of the things that you did to him. Unasikia? Now let us not pretend that Kikuyus are not tribal. Tuache kujifanya ati amko tribal. You have been the most tribal. When it comes to politics in Kenya, Kikuyus have been the most tribal. Kwa nini mnajifanya hapa? You people have used and abused Raila Odinga more than any other tribe in Kenya. Wachana na Moi vile alimtesa huko detention. tukiongelelea manipulation na kudanganya na kutumia Raila Odinga ni Wakikuyu, because Kikuyus instilled fear in their people. In fact, let me tell you a small story about Kikuyus, that it is said in the households of Kikuyus they used to teach about Raila Odinga and the Odinga family as people who should be feared and unwanted na Wajaluo. That is the origin of the story ya Kihi na story ya Kipi. Hivyo kwa nini mnajifanya hivyo? Ndio vile mlikuwa hiyo, yani mumefundisha watoto wenu na wajukuu wenu chuki kwa Wajaluo. That is what has happened. Unasikia? So let us not pretend ati hamna hiyo chuki, mko nayo, and it is you people that need to work on yourselves. Sawa? You have work within yourselves so that you can take care of the hatred yenye mko nayo and the things that you have done to elicit tribal politics in Kenya. Mwacheni kusema that's not true. Raila Odinga alisupport Kibaki kama Kibaki ako kwa wheelchair. Raila Odinga alisaidia Kibaki kukua in power akiwa kwa wheelchair. Kibaki alipokuwa mgonjwa akienda London kama alikuwa amevunjika, Raila Odinga ndio alikuwa ametafuta vijana wa kumbeba kumuingiza kwa ndege, akakuwa airlifted to London. Huyo Mkikuyu wenu. Na sisi kama Wajaluo tulifanya campaign in Luoland, moving door to door, campaigning for Kibaki because Raila Odinga told us. And it was based on the fact that Raila Odinga was to support Kibaki and Kibaki was to support Raila Odinga on the next election. And then what did Kibaki do? Kibaki alifanya nini? Kibaki akangoja wakati wa election, aliona ya kwamba Raila Odinga anaenda kushinda, akaamua sasa anambetray, akaamua kuvai, akakataa kumunga mkono. Kwa nini mnasema nini? Ati individual opinion. Mkasema nini? Wakati wa kusupport Kibaki tulisema Kibaki tosha. Tulikubali kusupport Mkikuyu, tukaamka asubuhi. Hata Wajaluo wenye wanajua wanapenda morning glory hawakufanya. Tulienda kupanga laini Kondele kupigia Kibaki kura. Ile siku ilifika ambayo Wakikuyu walikuwa wanafaa kurudisha mkono kusupport Raila Odinga. They decided not to. Acheni kujifanya. Na vile Raila Odinga alishinda Kibaki, Kibaki akaamua kwenda na hiyo wheelchair yake to be sworn in the night. That is hate. Hiyo ndio chuki mko nayo. Unasikia? So mwache kujifanya ati hamna chuki, and you need to check and work on yourselves. Mnaogopa Wajaluo. Kwa nini? Ni nini mnaogopea Wajaluo? Mko na chuki ndani yenu. Now you don't want to be checked for it. The history teaches us and tells us your pattern of hate. That is what history is saying. The pattern of hate and the lack of support for the Luo community. Hamjawahi rudisha mkono. Sisi kama Wajaluo tumewahi support Kalenjins. Tumewahi support Kalenjin to presidency. Tumewahi support Kikuyu to presidency. What are you talking about? Na nyinyi kama Wakikuyu, tell us who you have ever supported to presidency. Tuambie. And then mko hapa mnasema you feel sorry for Baba. Most of you betrayed, sliced through the heart of that man, stabbed him with a knife on his back while he made sacrifices for you. Raila Odinga made Kibaki president. Raila Odinga brought economic empowerment to the Kikuyu community through Kibaki while he was president. Because he supported him. Raila Odinga decided to put away his ambition to become president and supported Kibaki. Alafu, mko hapa mnajifanya ati you are not tribal. You are very tribal. Hamjawahi kusupport Mjaluo? You don't. You don't support Luos. In 2007, when Wakikuyu walikuwa wanauliwa Kisumu, Raila Odinga through word of mouth, when he tried talking to Ruto na ikakataa, akatupa maneno kwa wanawake, tufiche watoto hata kwa masanduku. Ni wanawake Wajaluo walikuwa wanaficha wanawake wa Kikuyu mpaka wakawapeleka kwa maboma nyumbani Ushago. Lakini nyinyi mlitoa Wajaluo kwa barabara, mkawakata mashingo. Mnajifanya hapa kwa nini? Why are you pretending that you are not tribal? I've said it again. The matamshi ya huyu governor is not just an individual matamshi. It's a reflection of what most Kikuyus are okay with. Unasikia? That is what most Kikuyus are okay with. Because if most Kikuyus were not okay with it, Wakikuyu wangetoka in large numbers kukondemn.
what has happened. Unaona vile wanatoka tu kipolepole. Hawataki kuongea, yani they are afraid of speaking loudly or publicly. Wanaisema tu kidogo tu na wanarudi hivi. Na nimewambia, the death of Raila Odinga is shaking even Kikuyu community. Mmeona kama huyo gava wenu ameamua sasa anataka kuresign. Na tena anaenda kukua impeached na Wakikuyu wenzake. And then you want to tell me that Raila Odinga is not powerful. Chekesha. Imagine the spirit of Raila Odinga is getting out of the grave from Nyamira, Kango, and it is shaking Central. That is his spirit. The spirit of Raila that was against hate and tribalism is making a whole governor apologize and be uncomfortable. Joey! Unasikia? That is why he died a leader. Unasikia? Mnaona vile kulikuwa na mawingu zilikuwa zimetanda vile Raila Odinga alikuwa na land pale hivyo JKIA. Mlikuwa mnafikiria ilikuwa it is normal. No, Raila galagala Gwambo tinga nyanya leg. Waga kinyi. The powerful force that will forever remain in Kenyan politics. The shaker, the mover, the one that makes people uncomfortable even in his death. Unasikia? Kikuyus fear Luos. That's a fact. And you are afraid of our power. You are afraid of our brilliance. You are afraid of our intellectualism. You are afraid of our history. You are afraid of our roots. You are afraid of our fearlessness. You are afraid of our sacrifices. You are afraid of our teacher Raila Odinga. Because we get our power from him. Umesikia? And let me tell you, that power is even stronger because it is now from the spirit world. Umelewa? And you will see a kingpin from the Luo community rise, but it is the ancestors that will appoint that kingpin. Umesikia? Iwinjo? And you so wedu kungeyo. So do not pretend. And I want to say that this man apologizing and saying that, oh, he was in a funeral, blah, 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 nyof, that is bullshit. We do not care. We will not take that apology. We don't care about you. Do whatever you want to do. If you are tribal, the loss is yours. It's not ours. Sawa, we know why you do it. You do it because it benefits you politically. A Kikuyu that enters Kikuyu politics while hating Luos will always be elected. If you want to be elected in Central, go and campaign hating Raila Odinga. If you want to be elected anywhere in Central Kenya, go there hating Raila Odinga. Calling Wajaluo Kipi, you will be elected. That is the basis of elections in Central. The fear. If you want to be supported for presidency as a person from Central, behave like Gachagua. That's what you need to do. Sawa. That is all you need to do. Peddle the lie about Raila Odinga. Say that he was a violent person. Say that he is a goon who is working with goons, making people die. All those things, do it. Unasikia? And that is how you gain your political mileage. And that's the truth I must tell you. Hiyo ndio kitu lazima niwaambie. Yes, Kikuyus behave like colonialists. Very true, Itira. The colonialism in the Brits imeingia kwao. And so they use that to control because they learned from the best. Did they not learn from their founding father, Jomo Kenyatta? Jomo Kenyatta used to say openly in rallies that he will crush Raila Odinga. And the children used to sing in kwa rallies in front of Jomo Kenyatta. Ya kwamba tutamswaga, tutamkanyaga Jaramogi. Mnataka niwapeleke down history. I can teach you a few things because most of you don't read history. Unasikia? So the fear is ancestral because it was right from the time when Jaramogi Oginga Odinga had issues with Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. So that fear was instilled in the Kikuyu community by Kenyatta Senior. Unasikia? But let me tell you, it is no longer going to work because Raila Odinga did not die a tribal person. So the spirit that is going to come from his grave is not going to be that encourages tribalism. As Luos, I will tell you, you do not need to practice that which Kikuyus practice. Do not do it. Be like Raila Odinga. As Luos, do not be like the Kikuyus. Be like Raila Odinga. When they call you names, show them what you are by performing in your counties. When they call you all those bad names, lobby within the county level, build your counties, ignore the noise. The person that was their punching bag is gone. They can no longer harm us. They can no longer make us cry. Because we are alone, and when you are alone, you find ways to cover yourself from the rain. We are going to work hard as Luos to protect ourselves. And we will no longer focus on tribalism. We are going to focus on development and growth within our counties, because that is what is important. And that is the gospel we must teach and preach to our people. We are no longer going to do that which we were not taught by our founding father. Meskia, Raila Odinga taught us peace. Raila Odinga taught us love. We are not going to hate on Kikuyus. We are going to allow Kikuyus to hate on us, and we will not respond to them. Period. And another thing, I'm going to say this. Gladys Wanga today and her cronies decided to take advantage again. And this is how I always explain to you how ODM has no shame. Ati saying that, wacheni wacheze hiyo clip ya Gladys. Because I'm like, what the heck?
Person effect. And the COG cannot have a loose mouth, reckless, primitive, and irresponsible person holding such a position. He's a disgrace to the country and to the people of Nyeri County. And I would like to add that the very, very position that Kahiga holds as governor of Nyeri is a creation of the fight of Raila Amolo Odinga. And we know that there is politicians like Kahiga who in the life of Raila Amolo Odinga have used him as a bogeyman to scale their own political heights.
Gladys Wanga, you have used Raila Odinga as a bogeyman. Who knew you in Homa Bay? Who knew you? If it was not Raila Odinga, Gladys Wanga, we didn't know you. We didn't know you. Stop using this moment to take advantage, to champion the political cheap points. Don't use this moment to try and score some political points. I don't understand. What is wrong? Like, sijui nini baya. Listen, if this man had come to apologize, shauri yake, but you have no right to come and say that you are telling people as a leader that if this man is an enemy, so is no longer going to be our friend. Who are you? Raila Odinga did not teach us that. Raila Odinga taught us peace. If you want to have enemies with your with politicians because you think as Luos we are going to hate because you also hate to score political points, no. And Luos, you need to be careful. That's what I was telling you. Be careful and watch the move of these politicians because they want to use you. Even when Raila Odinga is dead. Raila Odinga taught us peace. He told us that we need to be peaceful. He told us that we should love our enemies. He told us that we should not retaliate when our enemies come to us. That we should not live by the sword as they do. But Gladys Wanga is out there saying that a person, an enemy to a friend to our enemy is also our enemy. We are not going to do tribalism, Gladys. No way. That's not going to happen. That's not what we are going to be teaching. What we are going to be teaching our children, and we are teaching voters, is that we need to coexist with people. Even when they have different ideologies, all we need to do is educate them so that they can be better. So that they can respect that each and every human is equal. And each and every person is protected by the Constitution of Kenya. And the people are sovereign. But you are not going to use this moment to gain cheap political points. It's wrong for you to start actually eliciting the tribal card. That Mutai, this governor of Nyeri is an enemy. Whose enemy? The governor of Nyeri is your enemy because you are the one who is a governor. He's not my enemy. He's not my enemy. There's no way I'll meet this person. Unasikia? He is your enemy because you are the governor and you are the person who is seeking governorship. So you want to use the Luo community using this idea. Unasikia, that's what you want to do. Mimi, I don't know this person. So many Luos in the ground don't even know this person. But you are out there at you are representing us and the Luo community. Kwanza wewe Gladys, nani alikuambia you represent the Luo community? Chekesha. Hey. Unapatia watu speech at if this person does this that is an enemy to the Luo community. Where nani alikuambia una represent Luo community, Gladys? You need to give your opinions as an individual. Sawa. We have our mouths, we have our brains, we can speak. And we can speak for ourselves. You do not represent us. Sawa. If you are a good representation, let us see it in your performance in the county. Wacha kujifanya eti you are performing when it comes to talking about Kikuyus. Stop it. We want to see your performance in the county. Tell us why you have 2,000 ghost workers. Those are the things that are important to us. That is how you represent us. Tell us where the money that you get, 15 billion that is going to Homa Bay County goes. Ati ukiona tu kitu kidogo usharuka kwa microphone unakuja kutoa speech. That is very useless, my friend. Stop using cheap politics to gain some cheap political mileage. Now I don't know, something is also cheating you. Ati now because you think you are the one that Raila Odinga has been propping, ati now you are sort of like a voice for the Luo people. You are not. You cannot be the voice for the Luo people. You can only be a stooge that is going to be used by Ruto to elevate yourself politically, Gladys. And that's what you're doing. You and your ODM cronies. That's why you're quickly running to do press conferences, shamelessly. At your press conference, your tribalism. Inatuhusu na nini? Inatuhusu na nini? We the people have the power to make decisions upon ourselves. You always ignore us. Even when it comes to voting. Mulikuwa umeingiza vichwa zenu kwa mkundu ya Ruto. Ati 14 point broad-based government. Nonsense. We have said and we are saying again, Raila Odinga's death is going to pave way for new leadership in Luo Nyanza. And that is what we want. No lead. Ukitaka kusimp kwa Ruto, simp kwa Ruto. Sawa. If this man resigns as governor, how is that going to help me as a resident of Homa Bay County? Inanisaidia nani? Itanisaidia na nini mimi as a resident of Homa Bay County? This is not a person that I'm going to elect in Homa Bay County. Inanisaidia nani? Nothing. Okay? You can call out someone for being tribal and let it end there. But don't capitalize on that issue to gain cheap political points. Ati sasa umeenda kutengeneza press conference ati you are to ODM. And you cannot do press conferences when Shah is not working in Homa Bay County at your level 5 district hospital. You cannot do press conferences when women are dying in Homa Bay County. When we have child marriage that is ranked globally. You cannot do press conferences when you have women with fistula being alienated living in Suba, somewhere in an island. You cannot do press conferences when we are talking about HIV prevalence in Homa Bay County. You cannot do press conferences when we are talking about our health sector that is dilapidated and we have the high infant maternal deaths and mortality deaths. You cannot do those press conferences. But you're very quick to do a press conference about Raila Odinga being disrespected. Gladys Wanga, the spirit of Raila Odinga can take care of itself. The spirit of Raila Odinga does not need you, Gladys Wanga. Raila Odinga is dead and buried. His spirit takes care of itself. You cannot guard a spirit. You cannot protect a spirit. Let the spirit move as it should. You do not own it. Let things flow. Let nature take its course. You are busy talking about press conferences, constantly moving when you capitalize yourself to put yourself on the spotlight for anything but for the people. In terms of development, zero. Kazi yako tu ni kupaka mamawe rangi ya white. Ati park. Kupaka mawe rangi ya white kila siku asubuhi. Rangi imejaa Homa Bay kushinda hata condoms. Yet ukimwi ndio iko huko mingi. We are supposed to be having more condoms in Homa Bay. We are supposed to be having more teachings on sexual reproductive health. Lakini Gladys ametujazia Homa Bay na rangi. Kila mawe Homa Bay County imepakwa rangi ya white. Kila mali, kila kona. Ati county of possibility. Which possibility? People are not getting enough pay. People are not being paid People are not even getting medicine in the hospitals, and you're talking about possibilities. Which possibility? We, bwana, hebu tupeleke polepole, wacha kutusumbua. Unasikia? We want you to tell us why you have 2,000 ghost workers in Homa Bay. That is the press conference we want to see. Na utuambie kwa nini hapo kwa county assembly uko na wanawake hawajui kuandika na kusoma. Wacha kutusumbua. And you also tell us why SHA is not working for the people who are taking SHA. Tell us how, when you are going to petition the government to make sure that health is devolved, yes, but we do not have the health insurance policies working and functioning so that our people can get health care. Those are the things you need to tell us. Get us a press conference where you are asking and petitioning Ruto to take care of Homa Bay District Hospital because the facilities are failing and they are not functional. Those are the things that you need to tell us. Tell us when you are going to reduce child marriage numbers in Homa Bay. Tell us when we are going to have Homa Bay teenagers not getting infected with HIV every 16 minutes. Tell us how we are going to have antiretroviral therapy using the funding that you're getting, about 2.3 billion in the health docket. Tell us how you are going to use innovation to help bring money into the county. Tell us when we are going to revive the cotton industry and ginnery. Tell us when we are going to have our fish industries live and abundant. Tell us when we are going to have our own sugarcane factory so that the farmers in Dewa do not have their sugarcane rotting in the farms. Can you tell us, Gladys? Tell us when you're going to start fighting for our sons and daughters that have been dead in Ruto's regime. Tell us when you're going to ask for their bodies to be respectfully laid to rest and their families compensated, because if you honor Raila Odinga, definitely if there is any son of Homa Bay or daughter of Homa Bay that died when Raila Odinga was being eulogized, they deserve to be protected by this government, because the government is the protector of all of its residents and its people. The constitution mandates the government to protect its people, ensure their safety. Don't go to press conferences singing to us kumbaya about the governor of Nyeri. Itatusaidia na nini? Itatusaidia na nini? We don't need that. Times have changed. We need to concentrate on things that are of importance. And nimesema 2027 kila mtu ajiandae, because people are going home. Yes, people are going home. We need people home. We are no longer going to be okay with the status quo. We are upsetting the status quo because it's important that we do so. So, some of you have been making noise about me talking about Aida Odinga and Luam Bekele. Si mmekuwa mkipiga kelele. Now again, you should go and check. Wait, let me show you. Joey, so the case, kuna kesi ina come up. You can go check. There is a case coming up about the Odingas again. It's coming up on the. It was filed on the 9th about akina Aida. Enda mkaiangalie. And guys, when I talk about these issues, I talk about them as a feminist, because my feminism will never go away. I do not, and I'll never be okay with anybody oppressing a minority group. Widows are a minority group. So, kuna a contest ya kesi inakuja about Fidel's property. It was filed on the 9th. You can go and check online, and the rest you can go mjitafutie wenyewe. I will continue talking about the oppression of widows and minorities in Kenya. I do not care if it is oppression by the Odinga family. I will continue talking about it. Sawa? We will continue to talk about the oppression of the Odinga family in terms of politics. And we will continue talking about the sons of Nyanza that have been denied a chance to leadership by the Odinga family because they imposed CIA leaders on us. We will not stop talking about it. We will continue to eulogize and celebrate Raila Odinga and his gains, while we also highlight the places where he failed us as a leader. And that is okay. Because as Luos, we do not sugarcoat, we do not lie, we do not make up, we do not protect, we do not cover, we speak the truth, because that is who we are. Sawa? So, And when I do my live next time, we will talk about Ida Odinga and her role in ODM nominations and how people have paid money and they were not nominated. How people have sold their land to give money to the Odinga family for nomination and they never saw nominations. It's important that we talk about the truth because that truth is going to set us free. Sawa, we are rectifying the past so that the future is in a good place. You cannot fix the future if you do not talk about history. We must go back in history to rectify the future. Very, very important because our history is dark and it's important that we talk about it. Sawa, na mtu asikuja kuquestion kama mimi ni Mjaluo. Mimi ni Mjaluo, anya luoge tiende, arnya kosoko ratanga. Sawa sawa, ndiwa. That is where I come from. And my mother comes from Chularu Singa. Ivinjo, Nyagit Mbuya Kandiege. I come from a political family. That is where my roots are. Umesikia? I have alignments with Tom Mboya and I also am. Like, listen, Ivinjo, Anyago Jode Serikal. My father was a brother to Orua Jode. Umesikia? So take that to the bank. I come from a political family. So when I talk about politics in Kenya, I speak from a place of knowledge. Si ati ninaongea tu hivyo. Umesikia? Yes. Umesikia? So don't come here and say ati ati huyu anaongea. No, my friend, my roots are political. My own father vied Mathare seat, contested in Nairobi. Umesikia? And was once in a run-up to be assistant finance in Nairobi. And he never got that seat. He lost it with 7 votes. So I am from a political family. So when I talk about politics, it's from a place of lived experiences and knowledge. Sawa. So usikuja hapa nimesikia mkipiga kelele ukati siku hizi huyu ndiye anataka kukua na siasa. My friend, mimi siasa is me. I am siasa. Siasa was me yesterday, today and tomorrow. And yes, I have been in the streets of Nairobi. Umesikia? If you go and check the records, there are laws that I have participated in. Mimi as Diana Ross, when we were passing when the security bill was being passed in Parliament, Mimi Diana Ross, I penned a section because I led the movement for my dress, my choice, and my name is there. Today, if I died, in the annals of history, you will find Diana Ross as a person that helped create the security bill under the law that protects women from being stripped because of their dressing in Nairobi. Umesikia? Mimi as Diana Ross. So when you question my credentials, think, because I have fought for women in Kenya and I continue to fight for women in Kenya, not just even here, even globally. Sawa sawa? Tumeelewana? So on my next live, we will talk about Ida Odinga in depth because it's important. We are going to talk about the politics of ODM and we are going to be unveiling and unmasking all the nominated members from Homa Bay County. Ndio mujue in my next live. I will be bringing you their faces so that you can see them. Wale wenye tuko nao kwa county government because it's important that we start checking these things early. 2027 is coming. We do not have time. We must know the people who are in power, the people who are making noise in the county level. Then we shall be checking Homa Bay County in terms of performance. We need to be bringing the records of what amount of money Homa Bay County has been receiving, what Homa Bay County has been doing, and why we have 2,000 ghost workers and who has been benefiting. And we will talk about nepotism because it is in Homa Bay County. It's very important that we talk about Gladys Wanga and her husband and why her husband is the one that is building roads in Homa Bay County. Sawa sawa? And let nobody come tell me that I am attacking another woman. No, I am attacking poor leadership because it's important that we do so. We will be calling out these leaders moving forward with facts, not euphoria. I'll be bringing the records here for you people to see. We want to know why she is not talking about the 2,000 ghost workers that are in Homa Bay County. We want to know why Gladys Wanga is invested in ODM politics more than service delivery to the people. And then on another live, we will be talking about the sons of and daughters of Homa Bay County, South Nyanza, that have died because they challenged Raila Odinga. Tumeelewana? We will talk about the sons of Luo Nyanza, South Nyanza, that have died because they challenged the Odinga family. We will start with the Uko. We will go to the Mboya. We will go down to Ojode And we will talk about Odhiambo Mbai, Crispin, because it's important. And then I will tell you about Uhuru Kenyatta's role in Raila Odinga losing to Kibaki. Losing to Kibaki, to Ruto. Because most of you do not know, mnapendanga Uhuru, mnasema Uhuru is the best. But what you don't know is that Uhuru Kenyatta actually was in a pact with Ruto to make sure that Raila is not president. Because Uhuru Kenyatta was in power. Presidency in Kenya is usually not about elections integrity. And you and I know that. Uhuru Kenyatta was in power. He had the mechanisms to make sure Raila Odinga was announced the winner. He did not do it. Why? Because he had a pact with Ruto. Umesikia? Again, the fear of the Luo community. That is why. So mnakwanga hapo mnampenda ati mnasema ati ati unye sijui Uhuru Kenyatta ni the best. No. He's only the best because he brainwashed you into thinking that Ruto ali win squarely. No. That was something that he relaxed and sat because he was the president. Uhuru Kenyatta was president. So unafikiria Uhuru Kenyatta angeambia IEBC ni nini bwana? Ni nini nafanyika, mbona mjatangaza huyu mtu? He had the power. Elections in Kenya, the presidential elections are never about numbers. It's all about kujuana kwa boardroom. The presidents are wanachaguliwa kwa boardroom. But Uhuru Kenyatta kept quiet and let Raila Odinga look like a fool in Bomas, knowing very well that walikuwa pamoja na Ruto. Alafu naona Wajaluo wakimrukia ati unye my friend okuyu enokuyu anyiso. Nimewaambia kenda nyiso ugidholuo mondu bed kungeo chikuru itukai. Mondu bed kunge mom yanyiso ni nyakudiso shit kajoluo. Nyaka kuru bed mariek. Iwijo? Beduru mariek. Trust ngata. Do not trust only yourself. Don't trust anybody. Chanukeni nimewaambia. Iwijo? Do not. Iwijo? Onge chieng' moro iwinjo. Oginga Odinga nopuonjo maber. Weuru timo timbe moko mofuwo. Ati niko ribet kanyo, niko ruparo ni Uhuru Kenyatta ne care about Raila. He did not. He never cared. If he did, he would have used the same mechanism that they used to kill Musando. See, these people decided to hata kuua Musando here. Ama mmesahau? Have you forgotten? Musando aliuliwa kwa nini? Musando aliuliwa ndio mtu akue president. Ama mmesahau? Musando aliuliwa ndio mtu akue president. Na mnakumbuka when we were doing the 2003 when the constitution reforms committee was working in Bomas, when they did not want the reforms and the amendments in the constitution, what happened? Dongo Odhiambo Crispin Mbai aliuliwa mbele ya mtoto wake msichana. Odhiambo Crispin Mbai, a son of Nyanza, aliuliwa mbele ya msichana wake. Live. Nasikia? When we were having the constitution reforms in Kenya in 2003. So msisahau. Umesikia? Don't you ever forget history. As Luos, you need to fungua macho zenu. Get away from the songs that Gladys Wanga and the group are singing. Hata afadhali msipige kura, nimewaambia. Piga kura kwa county level. The rest wachana nayo. If they are going to continue using you as a block to sell you to the highest bidder, don't accept. You must start respecting yourself as Luos. You must start taking your power back as Luos. That is why Raila made his exit with respect. That is why he took his whisk, his hat, and his scarf that represented ODM. Umesikia? Hiyo ndio kitu mnafaa kujua. Raila Odinga alienda na hiyo chama. Na nyinyi mnafaa kutumia akili zenu, anawaambia muanze sasa kujitegemea kama Wajaluo. And you must learn how to sustain yourself and coexist and find ways of getting powerful within the county level, because he left you majimbo. You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else. Now when you wanajifanya hapa ati tribalism, my friend, Kikuyus, for them to end tribalism, it will take 100 years. Because it was taught. It is like something that is in their genes. They were taught phobia. Before independence, they were taught phobia. Because that is why the Jaramogis and the Ogingas was separated. That's why they became the two powerful families. Because they were fighting against each other. Unasikia? They were fighting against each other. And Kenyatta Senior decided to lie to the Kikuyus. He lied to the Kikuyus that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga wants to take power away from them, and when they take power away from them, that they'll be extinct. Ati Wajaluo wakichukua power mtapotea. You'll never get anything. That is the lie that they peddled to the Kikuyu community. Unasikia? And that is what they taught in their homes. That is where the origin of the name Kihi and Kipi came from. Kwani unafikiria ilitoka wapi? That is why there are labels. Unasikia? Around the Luo community. As the Luo community, we do not have labels for the Kikuyus. We don't. There's only one time there was a song that was sung, and it was because of when Raila Odinga was detained. When we talked about, you cannot trust them. Beam and beam. We are people who love. We are a community that love people. That is why when you see the people of the number of Kikuyus that died in Nyanza in 2007, it is way less than the number of Luos that was slaughtered in Central and Rift Valley. The statistics are clear. Nasikia? Hakuna Mjaluo anaweza ingia kwa kanisa kuchoma wa Kikuyu. We, as the women in Kisumu, we were hiding Kikuyu women. And we were taking them to our villages. Ushago, because the city was too hot. Kisumu city was too hot. We were ferrying Kikuyu women lives because they were trying to fight Jomo Kenyatta. Kikuyus were stealing land, amassing wealth, and keeping it for themselves. That is why their wealth has moved from generation to generation. And it is through that process that Jaramogi Odinga also amassed the wealth that he amassed. Kwani ni kesho tunajifanya kwa nini? But then that was not passed down to generations because the children of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga were the ones that felt the brunt of oppression. So that brunt of oppression and struggle, the fight for injustice, the fight for justice, the fight against injustice, the quest for freedom was moved from generations in the Luo community. That is why we had Tom Mboya being killed. Because Tom Mboya believed in liberation, but he did not believe in liberation without education. And that's why in 1955, when Tom Mboya and his ilk were part of the LegCo to negotiate terms of getting our sovereignty as a country, it made Jaramogi Oginga Odinga uncomfortable. His brilliance. And that is why Tom Mboya did not choose Luos when he was airlifting Kenyans to go and get education abroad. He took Kikuyus, he took Kambas, he took Luos. He never made any choices about who he should pick based on tribe. No. Our history is very clear. We have always supported and uplifted the Kikuyu community. That is why Mboya was friend to Koinange. And that's why he protected Koinange. When he was going to be poisoned, when they went out, he protected and told Omera, what are you drinking? Better watch out that drink. And they found out it was poisoned. The Luo community has always been a protector of the Kenyans. The Luo community has always wanted to shine and protect its people. Even when we are out here, we do not speak as Luos, we speak as Kenyans. So the antagonism in the Luo community, it is not something that is just from the air. It is from a struggle that we have had from generations. And we still fight. Jaramogi fought, Raila Odinga fought, we will fight, Diana Ross will fight, Diana Ross children will fight, Diana Ross grandchildren will fight until one day we are at a place where we see each other as equal and not from our tribes. Until one day, the painful annals of history are erased. Until one day, the Kikuyu community learn to teach their children love at home and not fear for the Luo community. So I challenge you, Agikuyu women, today, when you're home, talk to your children about the Luo community. And do not talk to your children about fearing the Luo community. Don't just use the Luo community when it comes to marriage because you know you always choose the best amongst us. Talk to your children about the truth and the history of the Luo community. Talk about our gains. Talk about our struggles. Talk about Raila Odinga with the legitimacy that it entails. Talk about the freedom fighters and talk about Jomo Kenyatta and how he harmed Luos. Talk about Pio Damakpinto. Talk about Tom Mboya. Talk about Musando. Talk about Jacob Juma. Talk about Odhiambo Crispin Bai. Because if you have a child that is Kenyan, it's important that they know their history. Thank you very much, everybody, for attending my TED Talk. It was so nice knowing you people and being here with you. We will continue talking about our history because it's important. And yes, talk about Orua Jodi because it's important, and talk about Saitoti. It's very important that you teach your children the truth about history because history is what brought us here today. It is history that is shaping the future for our children. And that's why it's important for us to check ourselves each and every day. As people who talk about history and talk about leadership and the importance of integrity when we talk about leadership, we must know our role in the spaces that we occupy. We must speak the truth about oppression. We must do it fearlessly. We must not forget our history because our history is what will shape our future. Even though our history may be dented, it may be dark, but it's necessary. It's a necessary evil that is going to shape the future. And I also encourage women, please read. I'd love for you people to read because it's so important for you to be knowledgeable about the things we are going to be discussing. And like I said, we are going to be discussing about leadership on my platforms. I'm no longer doing all those chai nonsense. I'm not doing that. Any space I'm going to be occupying, it's going to be about the politics and feminism because that is what I believe in. And that is who I am. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And yes, it is 30 days of mourning for me for Raila Odinga. Yes, my 30 days are not done. I will continue to mourn for Raila Odinga. I will continue to mourn for Raila Odinga every day because I believe, I understand the role that he played in shaping who I am today. Nasikia, even if you never met Raila Odinga in person, he impacted your life one way or another. And I'm going to appeal to the leaders in Luo Nyanza. If truly you respected Raila Odinga, this is not the time for tribal politics. This is not the time for you to gain cheap political marks using tribalism. This is not the time. He never stood for that. This is not the time. We should be ashamed of ourselves. So, and as I leave, I'm going to ask you, it is not how you go that will be remembered. We will remember how you lived. When you die today, how will you be remembered? What is your history? What have you done to contribute to your country? What contributions have you made to your country? What has been your impact in your country? What do you intend to do to bring change to your country? Because each of us have a role that we need to play as Kenyan citizens to bring change in our country. So we have to wake up, take up our guards, start checking our counties,
talk about devolution, ask the questions, be in public participation forums, question how the money is being utilized in your county level. Let us not be people who sit and complain and whine. Let us be people who are interested in accountability, because that is the only way we will know that devolution is working. Date that is clear. It is Mboka, yesterday, today and tomorrow. Hiyo story ya Geoffrey. And let's start respecting ourselves on this platform. People are married, they are having sex with other people, they are getting pregnant for other people. What is wrong with you people? It's just it's shameful. It's time we start respecting ourselves on this platform. So to my moderators who always keep my platform safe, thank you so much. Nawapenda sana. To everybody that was here today, nawapenda sana. I will continue with my song as you people exit. And again, record this and put it to the bank that Mimi Diana Rose, I do not fear anybody. I will not fear anybody yesterday, today and tomorrow. Thank you, JB. Whether it is Babu na Mwamba, whether it is Ababu na Mwamba. By the way, Ababu na Mwamba aliua bibi yake na depression. Bibi ya Babu na Mwamba alijitoa uhai kwa sababu alikuwa na stress. Yeah, nimesema imenitoka. Yep, what can he do to me? Nothing. So you need to be very aware of how to take care of yourself and your mental wellness. Sawa sawa? Yeah, those are the leaders that you have. Si wako kwa serikali ya Ruto, mnawapenda. Wauaji. Shameless men. Have no respect for that man. Useless bagamani. Haya, tusikie wimbo yetu tamu.
So thank you so much for watching the video to the end. Remember to like, share, comment, and if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. So guys, thank you. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Bye.